As time goes by, you start realizing that too much stuff creates a kind of invisible noise. After a certain point, your mind and body begin craving calmer spaces, quieter routines, and a home that actually feels restful instead of overwhelming. You stop wanting a house that simply looks full and start wanting one that feels light to live in. Today, I'm going to share some practical changes that transformed my routine and made my days feel much lighter. These are simple, realistic habits that anyone can start right now to take back control of their space. A home for everything. The first habit is simple but surprisingly powerful. Everything in your house needs a defined place. When an object does not have a clear place to return to, it slowly starts traveling from surface to surface until the whole house feels visually crowded. Once every item has a home, putting things away stops feeling like a decision and starts becoming automatic. You stop wasting energy moving objects from one place to another or searching for things you know you own but can never seem to find. And when everyone in the house knows where things belong, cleaning becomes faster, lighter, and far less frustrating for everyone involved. Make mornings easier. The second habit is about reducing the number of small decisions that quietly drain your energy every morning. One easy way to reduce this friction is by simplifying everyday essentials. Some people wear similar socks, repeat the same types of clothes, or keep frequently used items in fixed places, so mornings feel more automatic and less mentally crowded. I first adopted this habit for myself and eventually extended the same logic to other everyday items in the house. And the surprising part is how much calmer mornings start to feel when you remove tiny sources of friction like this. You spend less time searching, deciding, and reorganizing things before the day is even properly started. Keeping only what matters. When we begin removing excess and simplifying our spaces, something interesting starts to happen. The home becomes quieter visually, and the things that remain begin to stand out more. You begin noticing how much visual clutter was affecting your mood and attention before. That is why it helps to become more selective about what stays visible in your environment. Instead of filling shelves, walls, and surfaces just to avoid empty space, keep the things that are genuinely useful, meaningful, or pleasant to look at. Your house starts feeling less like a storage area and more like a place that supports your well-being. The objects around you begin serving a purpose beyond simple decoration. They create comfort, familiarity, and a sense of ease in your daily life. One room at a time. To create this sense of calm without feeling overwhelmed, the fourth habit is to focus on one room at a time. Pick a single space and finish it before moving to the next one. Even one organized room already changes the atmosphere of the house and gives you a place where your mind can rest a little. That feeling of completion creates momentum naturally. Instead of rushing through the process, you begin moving through the house with more patience and clarity. The goal is not to transform everything in one weekend, but to slowly create spaces that feel easier to live in every day. Stop buying for the wrong reasons. This search for simplicity at home eventually changes the way we think about money as well. A large part of household clutter begins long before objects enter the house. It starts with unconscious shopping habits, emotional purchases, and the constant feeling that buying something new will improve daily life. Over time, many of those purchases lose their excitement quickly, while continuing to occupy physical and mental space. That is why one of the most important habits is becoming more intentional before bringing new things into your home. Before buying something, give yourself a moment to ask whether it will genuinely improve your routine or simply create another object to manage later. This habit naturally reduces unnecessary spending, prevents future clutter, and creates a healthier relationship with consumption overall. The easy closet rule. Once the common areas of the house feel lighter, the closet is often the next place that needs attention. Many people keep clothes that no longer fit, pieces from another phase of life, or impulse purchases that are rarely worn. All of that creates visual clutter and makes simple decisions feel more exhausting than they should. That is why the sixth habit is building a smaller and more functional wardrobe based on your real lifestyle today. When your closet contains only clothes that fit well, feel comfortable, and actually get used, getting dressed becomes much easier. You open the closet and quickly see your options without digging through piles of unused items. A simpler wardrobe reduces visual noise, saves time, and makes mornings feel calmer almost immediately. Simplify your screen. Besides simplifying your physical space, it also helps to pay attention to your digital environment. Many people underestimate how much mental clutter comes from constantly looking at screens filled with notifications, unnecessary apps, endless content, and information they never truly process. That is why the seventh habit is digital decluttering. Take a careful look at the accounts you follow, the apps you open every day, and the amount of information competing for your attention. Some digital spaces leave you feeling informed and inspired, while others quietly create stress, distraction, and mental exhaustion. Deleting unused files, removing apps that waste your time, and creating healthier boundaries with your phone can make a surprising difference in your daily routine. As the digital noise decreases, it becomes easier to focus, rest, and reconnect with activities that bring genuine presence into your life. Understanding these habits is an important first step, but one of the hardest parts of decluttering usually involves sentimental items. After decades of life, it is completely natural to accumulate objects connected to memories, family moments, trips, and different phases of life. The challenge is learning how to preserve the meaning without allowing the past to completely take over your physical space. A peaceful home is not built in a single weekend. It comes from small daily decisions about what deserves your attention, your energy, and your space. As your environment becomes lighter and easier to manage, your mind often begins to feel the same way. Simplifying both your physical and digital life creates more clarity, more calm, and more room to fully experience everyday moments with total presence.